computer hardware, and open source software. This presentation is given to you by Lucas Morgan. Technology is the fuel towards a greater and more connected world. Innovations in the Internet of Things, cloud computing, computer hardware, and open source software are paving the way towards a more connected, advanced, and cutting-edge society. We are the spoiled generation of the world. We can all connect through the Internet of Things, can access our online data anywhere through closed servers, have advanced transportable hardware, and are able to have greater control over our technology through open source software. The first topic today that I would like to talk to you about is the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things is virtually connecting everything. Anything that is able to have access to the Internet is connected to everything else. More objects today are connected to the Internet than people, and examples of these things connected to the Internet would be those such as computers, people, TVs, iPads, house control security systems, and virtually anything with Wi-Fi or cable access to the Internet. Having this will create a world where everyone, everywhere, has the ability to connect and interact through the Internet of Things, and not have barriers that separate the world, and it will all become one big interactive unit. The second topic that I wish to speak to you about today is that of cloud computing. Cloud computing is the revolution of data storage. The cloud is the newest way of storing information online. It uses company servers to store information that can be accessed from any device, anywhere. It has put less dependency on internal hard drive usage and allows for people to have greater flexibility with the amount of storage usage on their devices. Some companies, however, are against cloud computing because they do not like the idea of their secure information being stored on another server database other than their own. But the truth is that there is no way for anyone without proper security access to obtain information from any cloud software. Examples of these software would be that of the iCloud and Google Drive. iCloud allows for mainly just storage of data, media, pictures, contacts, and calendar dates, whereas Google Drive, however, allows for access to documents by multiple shared users, which allows to each user group progress in education and for information to all be kept and shared in one place. The third topic that I would like to discuss with you today is that of computer software. Computer software is all the components that make up a computer's physical being. Each component has a special function that allows for maximum output and input from the device. And without each part properly functioning, the other components will not be able to execute their tasks. An example of computer components would be those such as the keyboard, the monitor or screen, the CD-ROM or RAM, removable media parts such as the USB, CD, or DVD drive, the motherboard that connects all the components of the computer, and the CPU, which is considered the brain of the computer and takes instructions from other areas and tells the other components to execute them. Then there's also the casing, charger cables, and wiring. All the components have a specific task that without a computer will not be able to operate at complete functionality. The last point that I would like to discuss today is that of open source software. It is paving the way for people to have greater control over their operating system and how they want them to function. Open source software involves the ability of the user to access the software and modify its code. Usually, the purchase of a license agreement is required with such accessibility, but it allows the user greater control over their technological life so that the benefit to most outweighs the cost. Software that is not open source is said to be source coded, meaning that it cannot be modified by the user, and that the only changes that can be made are by the person who created it. Examples of these software would be that of Microsoft Word, any Apple iOS, Mavericks, Lion, Snow Leopard, and of course, Windows. Newer operating systems such as Linux is one that can be modified by any user. It can be even uploaded into any computer and override the software that is currently in place. This access creates a flexibility that regardless of what computer you are using, you have total control. In conclusion today, after discussing these 4 main points, is that the world of computing is forever changing and advancing to bigger and better things. Everything today is just a click away and easily accessible. The Internet of Things is helping people all over the world to be connected on a whole new level that they never were before. And for their technology to communicate on a global scale. The use of cloud data has created an endless bank of data storage that everyone has access to at anywhere, at any time they wish. Computer hardware today, though still at its roots, is still the foundation to physical technology that we use. Without all the functioning parts of technology working, the rest of the components in sync with it will not be able to operate. And then lastly, open source software is developing an online world where we are our own code creators, giving up the ability to have a greater control over the software that we are using. In closing, like so many revolutions before, today is truly the time of a technological revolution. We are using the technology for the greater good of humanity and paving a way towards a better and brighter future for all generations to come. This is a presentation by Lucas Morgan. Thank you for listening.